What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing them the bacon. NBA DFS video. We have made it to November. Can't believe it. It is November 1st. It is Wednesday. We have 13 games we're going to go over. We're going to check it out. If you've never been here before, hopefully you're in for a treat. We do things a little bit differently here. We go through the Vegas numbers. We look at the highest over-under games. We go through the article, which you find right here on the screen. So anytime there's at least 5 games on the slate, we give you the 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. Those are pulled from our player projections, also pulled from our cheat sheet. So if this helps you and you don't need anything else, that's awesome. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make you a better DFS player. But if you do need a little bit more help, you need a little bit more edge on the competition, we do have FTA Plus. You can go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, hit FTA Plus, $24.99 for a month. DFS plus sports betting, that gets you MMA, NASCAR, NBA, NFL, PGA, and MLB once MLB is back in season. We have a yearly pass, normally $199. A couple more people can use the promo code Thursday, all one word, all capital letters. Thursday, you get the year pass for $75 instead of $199. We have 2 coupon codes left. First come, first serve. So that being said, we have a couple of ways to win free content. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube and 10,000 on Twitter, we'll give away a lifetime pass, at least one on each system. So that being said, we're very close. We're working our way up. Hopefully we'll get there very, very soon. Other way to do it, be a subscriber to the YouTube page, leave a comment on every video every day, and like the video. Anytime a video gets at least 50 likes and you leave a comment so the comment picker can pick you up, you have a chance to win a free weekly DFS pass. Anytime a video gets at least 100 likes, same thing, you have a chance to win a monthly pass. Anytime a video gets 125 likes, you have a chance to win a yearly pass. And anytime any of our videos get 150 likes, you leave a comment, you're our subscriber, you have a chance to win a lifetime pass, normally worth $4.99. So that being said, we're going to look at the Vegas numbers real quick. So coming in here, we do have a few games that we can go over, but let's just do this and then this. So looking at this, we've got some games that you want to target. The ones you want to target, you want to be looking at normally the ones that have the highest implied team total, the ones that have the highest over-under. You want to get some exposure to those games because those are the games that we feel confident about. Those are the games that Vegas thinks is going to be a high-scoring game. So then you can whittle away like the Knicks and Cavs, get rid of like the Pistons and Trailblazers, maybe get rid of Heat and Nets, something like that. So you can build a player pool a little bit smaller than the entire player pool. So that being said, we're going to jump into it. So we're looking at this. The highest over-under game, Hawks at the Wizards, 237.5 over-under, with the Hawks being a 7.5 point favorite. It's gone down 1 point on the over-under and the line since it opened late last night or early this morning. We've got Warriors at the Kings, 234.5 over-under. The Warriors are 7.5 point favorite. We've got Celtics at the Pacers, 231.5 over-under. The Celtics are 10.5 point favorite. Now, this is one that I want to be a little bit cautious with. So if you're paying up for it, let's say the game follows the script and they are up, 10 point plus favorite, or maybe it's a blowout. If you paid up for Celtics players, they could sit the fourth quarter. We have seen that already this year. We needed 2 more rebounds from someone on opening night. There was a blowout. We missed it. So this is kind of something to monitor. This right here, the Vegas odds, you can go here, NBA, fantasy points allowed by position, Vegas odds are there. This is FTA Plus, this is FTA Plus, this is FTA Plus, this is FTA Plus. But these 3 right here are free. The NBA DFS minutes played, so every single day we'll update the depth charts to show what we either the night before, the game before. Every single day the depth charts will be updated to show the minutes. Once we get about a month's worth of data, then the data can really be used for the last 3 average, the last 5 average, and the last 10 games, minutes played average there. So you can go check that out. A lot of information there, a lot of free information for you as well to help you build your lineup. So I'm not going to dig into all the Vegas numbers since there's so many games. If you want to check them out, you can click it. Depending on when you watch this video, maybe the lines have shifted a little bit. Maybe that helps you out as well. So that being said, let's just dig right into the article. Again, we're going to go the top 3, top mid, and top value picks at each position. So looking at this, I absolutely love Luka Donic again tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets another triple-double. If you look, he's had 7, look at these numbers, game logs, 72, 78, 76. His price is $12,000. It is going up. He is very expensive, but he's hitting the value that you need. In cash games, your target is about, give or take, 6 times value, 6.5 times value. So it would be 12,600 times 6 or 6.5, and then round that would be the number what you're kind of looking at. So if you're kind of just looking at, let's just say 12.6 times 6.5, you're looking at 81.9. So he is getting up there in price to be able to hit value, but you could use him. And if you could find those other value picks to pay down, that could get 8 or 9 times value. So he is getting up there in price. He might be one of those plays that you use for sports betting instead of DFS because of his price being up there. But I do like Donic here, and he is very expensive. So if he goes any higher, I think he's priced us out. But if he goes lower, then obviously we would take advantage of that. So we'll just go with that. We got Luka Donic at 60 fantasy points. Now, these are projections. These are floor projections. These are not, this is what we're going to get. So NBA is a easier / better, a little bit easier sport to project other than NFL or MLB or PGA, obviously. But we're not obviously going to project 75 plus fantasy points every single game. We're not going to project a triple-double. Those do happen. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. So then there's a discrepancy. You got Shea Alexander here at 49 fantasy points. Steph Curry at 48. Mid-tier picks at point guard. You got D'Angelo Russell at 32. Chris Paul at 31. Kyrie Irving at 30. And then your value picks here at point guard. We've got Mike Conley at 25. Jaden Ivey 24. And Bones Highland at 23 fantasy points. Now on our cheat sheet, we have the plays at each position, then we have leverage plays at each position, and then on top of that, we have our boomstick shots, meaning kind of if you've been with us for the MLB, those were home run picks for players that might hit a home run. These boomstick shots for NBA are players that we are predicting to get like 7 or 8 times value. So boom, very boom play would be about 8 times value. So that is what we have on the cheat sheet as well. We have 1 or 2 or 3, depending on how the slate goes out. We usually about 2 to 3 hours before tip-off, we have our cheat sheet ready to go. We have regular Fanduel and DraftKings. We also have DraftKings tiers on there. So we have a lot to go with. We have optimal lineups, but again, the optimal lineups are a starting point. It is not a copy-paste. So if you're looking just to buy lineups, don't sign up for FTA+. We offer more than just lineups. If you want just the lineups, go find those scammers on Twitter, Facebook, stumble upon. I don't even know the websites anymore. So that being said, let's jump back into it. Shooting guard, Anthony Edwards, 44 fantasy points. Donovan Mitchell, 43. Desmond Bane at 42. Mid-tier, Shaden Sharp at 32. Max Strus at 32. And Malcolm Brogdon, 30. And then value picks here, Alex Caruso, 21, Moses Moody, 21, and Chris Middleton, 20 fantasy points. Moving to the small forward position, you got Jason Tatum at 50 fantasy points, LeBron James at 48, Lauri Markkanen at 44. If you want to pay down a little bit, I kind of like Jason Tatum instead of Doncic just due to the price. I think he's in a great matchup. The only problem is with Tatum, if it is a blowout, they will pull him. So that is the only thing. But you're saving $2,600 or $2,300. So you're saving a lot of money, which is fantastic for if you don't obviously want to pay $12,600. $12,600 is very hard to build a decent lineup that you might even feel comfortable with. So that's kind of where I would be in the thought process there. So, moving into here, we've got Jason Tatum 50, LeBron James 48, Lauri Markkanen 44. Mid-tier small forward picks is DeMar DeRozan at 35 fantasy points, Gordon Hayward at 31, and Michael Porter Jr. at 30. And then value picks here at the position, Taurean Prince at 21, Josh Green 21, and Jay Crowder at about 20 fantasy points. Your power forward here today, Giannis at 52 fantasy points. So if we look at Giannis, his price is $11,000. He obviously hasn't had as big a games as Doncic, as you can see, kind of lower. Really hasn't hit 5 times value for whatever reason. It's early in the season, but I don't know if I'm going to be paying up $11,000 for him. I'm probably fading Giannis today. We got Kristaps Porzingis at 43 and Jaren Jackson Jr. at 42. The good thing is a lot of these plays can be used at, like, Jaren Jackson could be used for power forward or center, and he absolutely dominated for us 2 nights ago. He got, like, what did he get, 60? Let's see. He ended up getting 52.25, which was more than he scored all year. At his price at $8,200, which was exactly what we needed. His price now is $8,300, so he hasn't really gone up. And looking at him, he does have a really good matchup here against Utah's overall defense of 27 out of 30. So in a good spot if you want to pay down. I don't mind Jaren Jackson at all there. Mid-tier power forward, you got Aaron Gordon at 30, Keegan Murray at 29, John Collins at 28, and then your value picks here at power forward, Kevin Love 19, Josh Hart 18, and Torrey Craig at 16. I'm probably not paying down at the power forward position because value picks here, 19 fantasy points is not going to do it. You need a value pick of about 30, depending on the price. So that is just my thought process here. Not every position will be in store for a good value pick, and that is a key to build your lineups. Another key. So moving on to the center position, you got Nikola Jokic at 59 fantasy points. If you look at his price at $12,000, it's up there as well, and he doesn't have the best of matchup. But again, if you look at what he's done, I mean, 64, 53, 49. He started off the season with 70. So he's averaging 59.3, and that's basically what we've projected him out as, right at his season average so far. Yeah, Anthony Davis at 52. He's had some good games, but the problem is, again, if you haven't yet, you're going to eventually get screwed over. Now, he's had 3 straight 60-plus games. This is his 5th game of the season. He's playing a ton of minutes. He's bound to get hurt at some point. But if you want to pay down, $9,800 for 66 is not bad. Or, 60 is not bad. He's got to be, hopefully, he's in a good spot. Hopefully, if you're paying that he doesn't get hurt, obviously, because if he gets hurt, that's when we're screwed, obviously. So, looking at that, I do love Anthony Davis. I would not be surprised if he gets 60-plus. Again, we haven't projected at his floor 52. And then Sabonis here at 49. Mid-tier picks here, Rudy Gobert at 34, Nikola Vucevic at 34, and P.J. Washington 33. And then your value picks at center, Christian Wood at 25, Robert Williams 22, and Obi Toppin at 21. One of my favorite plays at center probably today will be Anthony Davis due to his price, due to his projection, and what he's been doing this season so far. Then a couple of value picks here, overall value. Now, these will change throughout the day, so that is why I say check out our player projections on our NBA tab about 2 hours before tip-off, because we're waiting for news throughout the day to break, players to be in, players to be out. That's where the value will bump up. So as of now, the value, I'm gonna screw this name up, but Onyeka Okongwu, I don't know. I apologize. 5.71 times value. P.J. Washington, 5.69 times value. Drew Holiday, 5.66. Clint Capella, 5.61. And Talon Horton-Tucker, 5.56 times value. Now, these are just some of the value plays. If you want to see all of them, sign up for FTA+. We have them under NBA and DFS player projections there. So, that being said, what we normally do is we check out trying to build a lineup that feels confident, feel comfortable with some plays here. So the plays that I already said I like Anthony Davis And you're obviously going to have to, I like Jason Tatum. So those are the two that I'd kind of build around. Then it really just depends on what you can build from. So we've got the fantasy points allowed by position. Again, we only have a week's worth of data to go off of. You kind of want about a month worth of data to feel confident about it. So if you come through here, as of now, you can come through, you can see the Spurs give up the most, Memphis, Brooklyn. Spurs, Grizzlies, and the Nets are the worst three on there. So you come through here, you can kind of see the Nets are there, so that's Miami. Spurs are not playing today, and Memphis is playing, so Utah. So depending on what you want, point guard wise, you've got right here. So you can see, if you kind of do this, overall, Memphis's defense, 28th ranked. So basically right about the same with what they are. So Talon Horton-Tucker, depending if he gets the minutes. Now, his minutes have been very up and down. He just played 2 days ago, so he's had a day of rest. Again, another key aspect of what you're kind of looking at is how players do on back-to-back. So the first or the second game of a back-to-back. Again, we only have a week's worth of data. Not every team has played a back-to-back. So this is definitely something to look at. But we're looking at this. Played Denver here. Played 30 minutes. If he could get 28 to 30 minutes, he would make a good spot, especially at 4,900. I'm going to lock him in at point guard right now. Now, again, I make multiple lineups. I make about 20 lineups a day. Looking at that, this is just one of them, and this is a tournament lineup. So that is kind of what we're looking at. So looking at that, I've already got a bunch of bets in for the day as well. I had a $100 balance starting, so I've got whatever. Well, no, I have a couple Thursday Night Football bets, and then the rest are NBA bets for today. We're going to start a challenge where I'm going to drain the account down to $10, and then we're going to do bets or DFS journey of $10 to $1,000. So we're going to try to make to $1,000 balance again. That's what we did. We a lot of our MLB and betting and DFS lineups allowed us to buy a new computer. So that's what we're finally on, is a new computer, due to a lot of our bets hitting over the MLB season. So we're trying to get that with the NBA as well. So once more data comes in, we'll feel more confident about that. All right, so if we look here, and there's a lot of things you can use to build your lineups out. There's a lot of just different ways to go about it. So if you want to just look at like shooting guard, if we look at shooting guard, we look at OKC is ranked 30th. It's OKC, Washington, and Charlotte are the worst three against the shooting guard. So OKC, Washington, and Charlotte. So Atlanta, New Orleans, and then Charlotte. So Houston. So if you want to look at that, you want to see the players that have, most fantasy points per projection. Now, Brandon Ingram is questionable. So yeah, he should be out. We did get, this is the one where 2 nights ago where we had him in our optimal lineup, we had him in our lineup, and then FanDuel was bugging and it wouldn't allow us to edit the lineup. So he kind of screwed us. So Brandon Ingram's out. I already know that. So that being said, it should bump up. Let's see. Did they say who might? Yeah, so Jordan Hawkins, if he's out, Jordan Hawkins could be in at 3,800. Game log wise, he played 35 minutes, 27.75. He was 3,200. 3,800 is perfect. So this would be another value pick that I'd look at. Jordan Hawkins would be one there. And that still allows us at about 5,300 per position we could look at there. So that being said, let's jump back into all the games. We'll go to the power forward position. And now this is just one way to do it. This is not a be-all, end-all, be-all. But you can see Miami, Charlotte, and Boston give up the most. They're averaging about 66, 62, and 60.6. So Miami, Charlotte, and Boston. So Miami, so Indy, Brooklyn, and then Houston. Now we're looking at these power forward positions. We're looking at fantasy points per game. We're looking at the overall defensive rank as well, and the pricing. So we're looking at about 5,300 to what you can average, depending on what you can find It really just depends. Now, this is not the only way to do it, but so we can just do, let's do all the games. Let's do all games. We'll do fantasy points by position for this here. We'll look at the pricing. We'll come down a little bit. Now, there was one when I did the initial fantasy points. Gallinari. Now, I just kind of wanted to look at the minutes just aren't there. That's the problem. He's in a good spot at 3,700, but the minutes are not there. So that is kind of why I'm a little bit weary. So I want to look at, we can go back to Indy. What was it? Indy, Miami, Charlotte, and Boston. So, Dorian Finney-Smith, game log. He's getting 30 minutes a game. He's got a good matchup here. Boston, or a good matchup here against Miami. If we look at the Vegas numbers, they are down here to lower over-under at 22.5, but it should be a good game. The Heat are supposed to be up, so maybe they'll be chucking the ball up because they'll be playing from behind. So Dorian Finney-Smith makes sense at draft there. So then we got about 5,300 per position here. So guard just depends on what you feel confident about at 5,300. Now, I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, but this is just a way to build some of your lineups if you make multiple lineups. So we can look at these other plays here. Dylan Brooks, more of a, he's 21 fantasy points at, he's gotten less than 5 times value every single game. So he's probably out unless he can, obviously. TJ McConnell, game log wise, not playing the minutes. That's the problem when you're trying to find some value picks. But not every player in your lineup is going to be able to hit those value picks. So I'll throw TJ McConnell in there for now. Maybe I'll edit this later. It just depends. Then we average about 6,000, which is pretty good there, depending on what you want. So you got Jabari Smith as a good matchup here. He's playing the minutes. The value here, if I look at what I've got him projected at, as of now, projected right about 28 fantasy points. So let's see. 5,500 times 6 is about 33. So a little under, so about 5.5 times value. So we'll throw them in there. And then our utility, which opens up a lot of spots here, 6,600 to build with. You could look at a Cam Thomas. Game log wise, I mean, he's had pretty good at 6,600. He's hit value there, which we could look at. Going against Miami, they're going to be playing from behind. He also has a good matchup here, so he is in a good spot. I like him. We got Jalen Green here, 34. The value there. I think I'm going to go Cam Thomas, and that's kind of just a lineup that we could look at. Now, this is just a first one lineup. Obviously, there are more to build. There are different ways to build a lineup out. If it helped, I hope it did. So, that being said, that's what we've got in this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Go check out all of our NFL content. We've got rankings videos and articles coming out. Usually come out on Thursday. Update them on Sunday. We've got just a ton of information for you for NFL Week 9, and we hope to make you a better DFS player. But I did forget to do the random comment. So if you're still here, this will be the winner. I completely forgot to put this at the beginning of the video. So this is the winner from yesterday's video. So that being said, the video got 62 likes. They left a comment. This will be who wins. Now, I do leave comments for core plays, so if I am one that gets my comment selected, I will pick another winner instead. So this is going to be who the winner is of the free week of DFS content. Again, it picked me because I put some core plays, so let's pick another winner. It's starting to do that, so the more comments we get, obviously, the better. So Octavius Bailey, FanDuel was terrible last night. That was in response to me asking if people were unable to edit their lineups, and it was. So Octavius, I believe you already have an account on the website, but let me know that you saw this video, and then either email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, your username. If you don't have an account, let me know your username that you would like to use and your email, or you can hit us up on Twitter/X @advisors_team to let us know username and email you would like to use. So congratulations. Good luck on today's slate, everybody, and let's bring home some bacon. Peace.